And we're live.
This has been really difficult.
This has been a long day.
Like
We were only supposed to come here. We met yesterday with the intent of like, we'll get some of the set stuff changed around. Like, guys, look at we changed some things. I don't know if you noticed. We're like, we'll get that set up. We'll do some lighting tests to figure out, because we're still working on the lighting situation. And then today just took a left turn. And
yeah, it did. Oh, your A's not on. You dumb bitch.
it turned on.
You
She was on.
stupid bitch.
There it is. She's a little finicky. She's a little temperamental.
Well, she's a little, yeah.
Like me.
Fitting.
Temperamental.
So I don't know how to break the news to you guys. I got Taylor Swift tickets. And if you're fucking pissed about we got Taylor Swift tickets. And I feel bad if you didn't get Taylor Swift tickets.
No, she doesn't. Don't let her lie.
No, it's not. I feel bad that they didn't, but I don't feel guilty that I did. So it's like this whole idea that I'm supposed to feel bad that I got tickets and someone didn't. Like, I just don't. Like, what am I supposed to, like, it's just the cringest thing on the planet.
Suck.
Well, it's that, but it's also just like these people that are posting like these videos of them, like, literally, I sent you one, the video of that girl who's like, I managed to get tickets for me and my family, but I woke up the next day and I just feel so guilty after what Ticketmaster put everybody through.
No, you don't.
And she literally had to, this is what kills me. It's the physical act of this girl. She literally had to set her camera up on some kind of stand to record herself going like this.
Oh,
and then,
God.
like, that's so fucking stupid. Like, I'm so sorry.
And it's like, why did you also feel the need to let the whole world know that you got tickets, but you feel bad about it?
But it's because it's like, it's what it is. It's all these fucking people. They still want the sympathy and empathy of the people who didn't get tickets. They want to be a part of the sad
be a victim.
moment. And I'm like, you're literally not a victim. You're one of the few people that got tickets, one of the 2.4 million or whatever that got tickets. Shut the fuck up. This literally, if anyone's going to be upset, let the people who didn't get tickets be upset.
Hey, we're literally 1 in a million, each of us, that got tickets. Because there's 2 point whatever million. Well, we're technically each 1 in 1.2 million.
Yeah. I just am like, it's just so fucking cringe. It's so just like, shut the fuck up. Like this.
Stop being fake upset.
Yeah, you're not fake upset. You just
want
don't,
attention.
Yeah, like you literally just
feel
still want
bad
attention.
for me because I feel bad that other people didn't get tickets.
Like, shut up. You literally look fucking entitled like a little bitch. You're annoying. Shut the fuck up. Now, granted, it was a shit show.
Oh God, y'all. I don't know if anyone who listens to this would have also tried to get Taylor Swift tickets. If you didn't, I'm sure someone will have heard about the shit show that was Ticketmaster.
Oh, literally, this is how much this is a big deal. So one of my salesmen at my job came to visit, and he was like in the room when I was trying to get some, and he was like, "Oh, cool for you." So then the next day he emailed me and was like, "Hey, I heard about the Ticketmaster fiasco. Were your tickets affected?
Were you part of the scandal?"
Literally, it's him going, "Are you okay?" And I was like, first of all, it's kind of nice. Thank you for checking on me. But second of all, yeah, I won. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry.
No,
I'm not sorry I got them. I'm sorry that a lot of people didn't. I'm sorry that a lot of it sucks that people bought them and are now trying to sell them for a house.
Yeah, I saw some like resale tickets already up like that same day, or it was like I didn't see them. I saw people had taken screenshots of tickets that were up, and I'm like, I don't think you could have even put them up for sale that fast.
I don't think so.
Because when did the physical tickets drop in your account? Were you like the day after?
It took like for them to show up. It took about 12 hours.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I wouldn't say a full 24, but maybe to be safe. But I mean, they were there that night once Ticketmaster servers were no longer. But
there were people
down.
looking at like where. Like they posted screenshots of resale tickets, and they were for like $20,000, $10,000.
There was one for $90,000.
Yeah, I'm just like, I mean, if you got the money to pay for it, yeah, maybe, but like, just wait till it's closer to the date, and they'll bring the prices down. I don't know.
It's stupid, but anyway, you start with your Ticketmaster fiasco.
So where to start with the whole Ticketmaster concert ticket buying experience? So Taylor Swift has normally done a pre-sale for her tickets for concerts, right? So basically there's a general sale where the general public can buy tickets, but before they do that, they do what's called a pre-sale. And so for the pre-sale, they'll have you sign up you basically have to register for the presale. So you fill out a form with your email address. And then you make sure that email address is the same email address you have a Ticketmaster account with. So if you don't have a Ticketmaster account yet, it's like you got to make sure you make one with that same email address.
It's verified fan.
Yeah, it's
because verified used to be its own thing, and they merged with Ticketmaster in like 2010.
Okay. And so basically you sign up, you register for the presale. It wasn't guaranteed you would be selected for the presale. You could get certain what they call boosts. So a boost would be if you had purchased tickets previously to Taylor Swift concert with Ticketmaster through that same email and account. If you had purchased merch with that email, if you had or Taylor Swift merch, if you had done XYZ certain things, right? So you could potentially get a boost, which makes it more likely you'll be selected for the verified fan presale. And so the night before the presale started, if you were selected, you got an email, or you may have gotten an email that you were waitlisted. I'm not even sure what that meant or what that means.
Yeah, I don't understand what that meant either. People were talking about that, and I was like
what
the fuck does that?
Because normally waitlist means that if people don't, like waitlist for college means that if people decide not to go to a college who are accepted, then you get bumped up the list and you might get offered their spot if they decide not to go. So I'm just like, I don't understand what that was. But anywho, so you would have gotten an email, which we both did the day before the presale, that said we were selected and we were selected as verified fans, and that we would be getting a text message to our phone number that we registered with. The text message would send us the date we were approved for, because you could, when you were signing up for registration, you could pick up to 3 different concert dates and that you wanted to go to, and then they would pick one for you. So even if you had a preference, this is my number one, it doesn't matter. They pick which one they want to send you to. And so then you would get the text message with the show you were selected for. You get the link to purchase tickets for that specific show, which I'm pretty sure that's all that was. I'm pretty sure like if everyone who was selected or approved for the Atlanta show on March 29th or April 29th, then I'm pretty sure they would have all gotten the same link. Because all it did was take you to the page where they're selling those tickets.
All it did was take you to that link, just took you to that show. That's all it was. And that's why it was so stupid.
Yeah. And they also sent you an access code. The access code is what you would need to type in before you even get to go look at tickets.
Yeah, once you're selected to get it's like it's like, oh hey, you've made it through and you're finally able to look at tickets. Before you can look at them, you have to put in the access code.
Yeah.
You don't have to put the access code in to get into the waiting room, but it does check your email.
Yeah. So basically, once you get that text message, which we both got the night before, they suggested that make sure that you're logged into your Ticketmaster account beforehand. Make sure that it's the correct account with the same email address that you signed up for the fan verification with, which we both did. Make sure you got your credit card or payment information put in. We did. Y'all, we had a meeting. We had a strategy meeting. We had a battle plan going into this thing. So then, and then it also suggested that the pre-sale started at 10 a.m. local venue time. So whatever venue we're selected for, it started at 10 a.m. local venue time the next day. And that they suggested you get in the wait line and or get in the queue at least 30 minutes before. They said, go ahead, log in, get in the queue, or the queue would open up.
The queue would open up for
30 minutes before. So we were both like ready to go the next day. But we had our game plan. She got approved for one of the Atlanta shows. I got approved for a Tampa show. And
we can't tell you guys what date because you might try to come jump us.
You might try and get us. Along with the other like 60,000 people that are going to be there. So we literally we looked up the maps for the venues for both.
Because they released the seating chart, so you knew at least like what the sections were going to look like.
Yeah, and then you could go ahead and have an idea of what section you wanted to be in. And so we agreed and said, okay, this is the ideal section for both venues, and then these are like the others that would be acceptable if nothing was available in the ideal. So we identified the ideal section we wanted to be in. We said, okay, how much are we going to spend? Like, what's our max on per ticket? Which we definitely went over. But you do what you got to do.
It's okay. Everybody else did too.
So we also had our preference of location. We had our preference in terms of like if we wanted to do Atlanta or Tampa. But basically it was going to be, whichever one of us got in first and got tickets first, that's what we were going with. And so we had our full game plan figured out. We were confident. We were like, okay, we even decided we were going to jump on a phone call together when it was time, when we both got in the queue the next day, when it was like, okay,
we're in.
I'm going to call you right when we get in to get tickets and just make sure it's like, okay. So the next day comes around. We're both at work and like, we're sitting there, we're pulling up our computers,
Everyone at
logging
work
in.
knows what we're doing. Like everyone at your job, everyone at my job knew what I was doing. I was going into battle.
They were prepared. They knew, like, my boss texted me right before that. And he said, hey, he wanted to hop on a phone call with me. He's like, hey, is 10 a.m. a good time?
You said, fuck no, don't talk to me till tomorrow.
I said, 10 a.m.'s not great. And actually mornings are kind of busier for me anyway. And so I was like, like, I think I said like 1 p.m. I was like, 12:30 or 1 would be better for me. Because I figured by then how naive I was, my naivete. I figured, surely that would have been 2.5, 3 hours in, we would have had the tickets by then. And I wouldn't have needed to be ready. That's how serious I was taking this.
It was very serious.
Like, no, my boss can call me later. We'll get on the phone later to discuss work.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I had talked about it. It was called Taylor Swift Day. My boss was very supportive. She was like, we're getting these, baby. Like, we got this. You're going to get this.
Yeah.
She was like my hype woman.
That's great. So supportive.
Yes.
And so we both are able to click our links. It pulls up the countdown to the page because they haven't opened the queue yet. Mm-hmm. We're going to open the queue till 9:30.
Yeah.
And so we both have it pulled up. And then I think it gets to about 16 or 17 minutes before it's the actual sale's supposed to start. And you texted me and you're like, are you in the queue? I'm in the queue. And I said, what?
And it was because as 9:30 hits and I'm still seeing the green countdown numbers. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, I'm supposed to be hitting this queue. So I refreshed because I wasn't in the queue. I know you're not supposed to refresh the page, but once you're in the queue, don't fucking touch shit.
Yeah.
So I just refreshed that ticket page and then it was like, oh, join room. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Hit the join room. Was in there. Was in the queue.
There. Yeah. You have to hit a button that says you want to join the queue. So I refreshed my page and I'm like, okay, yeah, I see the button. Go to click the button. And this is where it all went wrong.
Things take a very dark turn.
So I click the button and a little window pops up that says, oh, the account that you're logged in with doesn't have an email that's associated with a verified fan account. So basically I quadruple checked. I checked so many times that the email I signed up with and got the email to saying that I was a verified fan and was selected. That is the same exact email for that Ticketmaster account that I was logged into. I quadruple checked, but every time I tried to join the queue for my show, for the Tampa show on that date, it said I was not a verified fan with the account that I was logged into.
It was like, you're not a fan, you're a fake fan.
Pretty much. And so it wouldn't even let me join the queue. And I'm like, what? And so I was like, immediately hopped on Twitter because Twitter always knows the tea. Twitter, like if there's anything ever going on and I have an inconvenience with something, I'm like, Twitter will know. Or like if something's going down. So I'm like, if there's an internet outage, I have to hop on Twitter and I'm like, is anyone else talking about this on Twitter? And so I was looking on Twitter and some other people were saying the same thing, having the same problem I was. So I'm like, okay, it's not just me that's getting fucked over. The whole Ticketmaster website was just freaking out and it kept glitching and I kept getting 503 and 504 error pages. For some reason, Google Chrome was having more issues than like Safari. Because at first I was trying to pull it up in Safari and it was very inconsistent, or on Google Chrome and it was very inconsistent. And then I shut that window down, open Safari, and that was more reliable. But I don't know. It was really weird. I don't know if that even had anything to do with anything.
It was just horrible. So then she can't get in.
Yeah. And I'm just like, it's bad. At that point, I'm just like, I'm very annoyed and I don't know what to do.
And then it's all on me.
And then it's all on Jessica. So basically I kept trying throughout the day and it just wasn't working for me and that I just gave up and even sent my login information to Jessica to see if she could try on her iPad. Yeah,
I was like, it was not working. Yeah. And so then it all fell onto me.
Uh-huh. So now you can take over the story because I basically was just working the rest of the day.
So pretty much the entire story is I sat in the queue for hours. 3:30 hits and forever it just said 2,000 people are ahead of you. And I was like, why?
2,000 plus.
2,000 plus people. So then finally, all of a sudden, and at first it froze for a while because there were issues and then it starts up again. And I was like, oh my God, okay.
And at one point I'm like, whatever. She's like, I think it's frozen for a while. Because at one point Ticketmaster did
say,
freeze or temporarily stop anybody being the queue. Like no one else could get in and purchase tickets because people were having issues with codes not working, their access codes not working. And they would like get to the point where they got tickets in their cart and went to check out and then it kicked them out of the queue or kicked them out and back into the queue. So at one point they just had to freeze everything.
Yeah.
And that's when you were like, it's frozen. And I'm like, do not refresh the page. I said, don't touch it.
And I was like, I know. This is not my first rodeo. So anyway, I sit in the queue for literally hours and hours and hours.
I think it was about 6 hours between when I think you got in a little before 9:30, and then it was 3:30 when you were able to get in there.
So then all of a sudden it drops down, and it was funny because it was around like 400 people, and then it goes bloop, bloop, one person's ahead of you, and I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So then it suddenly you're fucking in, and you're like, what do I do? Panic. And you have like 10 minutes to do what you need to do.
Even though we had a game plan, it's immediately like,
well, the panicking sets in because at this point I know a lot of these are gone, but I'm in the queue and I'm like, fuck it, I'm going in. And then I put my access code in because it worked. And I was like, okay, I'm fucking here. And I can see the seats, right? And I was like, fuck. I go to the sections. I meet the first ones I saw. They were aisle seats. They were everything we fucking wanted in the exact section we wanted. Everything was there. They were VIP tickets. And I was like, okay, well, and I called you.
Yeah.
So I called you after I got in and I was like, okay, here's.
You sounded so panicked in your voice.
I did.
You
well,
were like,
because
is this what we want?
Well, I immediately knew we were going to spend more money. Immediately knew it.
It wasn't too much more.
No.
I mean, it was
technically base price wise, it was $100 more than what we said. So I go look at another section and it's just not exactly what we wanted. And then literally my boss in the background is going, get what you want. It's only $100 more. Come on. She's like, get him. And I was like, okay. She hyped us up, Anna. We have to get him.
The devil on your shoulder being like, do it.
Yes, she was. But she was right.
Yeah.
So immediately put him in my cart. There's 2, and I mean, I'm not trying to brag, but I did get the all too. I mean, this is just what we got. It's not that I'm bragging; it's just facts. Yeah. We got the all too well package, or I remembered all too well package, which is like my favorite song, so I thought it was cute. Anyway,
and you got the tickets. You're like, that's it. I'm doing it. And she's like, click and purchase and check out before we change our minds, or they go away somehow.
And then I'm just sitting there like. And then I'm waiting for something to happen. I'm waiting to get kicked out. I'm waiting for it to say these were bought out. And then it was like, you got them. And I was like, fucking
Thank
shit.
Goodness. Yeah.
Fuck shit stack, man. I'm like, damn. So then that was pretty much it. So everybody was mad at Taylor and everybody's tried to cancel her. And they're calling her a horrible feminist and a capitalist and all this fucking bullshit. And I'm like, wow, y'all the same people that turned on her in 2016 real quick. That's why y'all didn't get tickets.
So many.
Y'all a bunch of fake people.
I know Ticketmaster they basically said that they thought they were prepared for how many people were going to be on their servers and wanting tickets, but they said the demand was unprecedented. I'm like, but I'm just confused by that because you knew how many people signed up for the presale. You know how many codes you sent out for the presale. Yeah. So and there were people that weren't selected for the presale at all, and some people that were waitlisted. So you knew what the demand was, even just for the presale. So I'm really confused as to how you didn't know, and you're saying you didn't know. And weren't prepared
basically, from what I gathered is from what they've said is that basically it wasn't even that like the queues were overwhelmed. I mean, the people that were in the queue had to be verified. Some people that were verified didn't get in, but I think the problem was the fact that if you were on the Ticketmaster website at all, that's still that server, I guess. Yeah. And so it was 14 million people on just the Ticketmaster site in general, probably still trying to see if they can finesse their way up in there when it wasn't prepared for 14 million. It might have been prepared for what they sent out. Yeah. But it wasn't prepared for the people that didn't get tickets to try to go in there anyway. So
it's all these people that were not verified fan selected that were fucking it up.
I mean, to me, that's kind of what I gathered. Okay. I gathered the fact. I mean, that's just kind of what it sounded like when they were. It wasn't the fact that they knew the demand.
Yeah.
It was the fact that, I mean, if 2.4 million people got tickets, but then 14 million people were on the site at the time, what the fuck y'all 12 million on there for? I mean, granted, I understand there's other events, but at that particular time, that was for Taylor Swift. So, but but even that's words. Even then, they knew the demand, though. They knew that. I mean, clearly more than 2 million people wanted to be verified. That being said, that should have been an indication that you need to do something, whether it's create a different server. It shouldn't have host that somewhere else, because clearly the Ticketmaster website in general, if that was all on the same server, why?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
I'm not super knowledgeable about how servers work. Yeah. But to me, it seems like there should have been a way for you to, like, whatever access codes you were sending out, surely, like,
because they weren't private. All it did was take you to the event.
But the thing is,
which
like,
you can go to without a code. It was just
Yeah.
the only thing that link did was take you to the date and time of the show. And I could have done that without that code.
but see, the thing is, like, when with websites, you can set it up so that certain pages can only be accessed if you have the code. And you can also set it up so you can only access it if you have a password,
Yeah.
right? So I'm just like, you can make it to where you can't find it by Googling or clicking around on a site. You can only access it via the direct link. So again,
it was just pointless.
You're a big enough company at that point, you know, that you should have the resources to figure it the fuck out. Like,
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know. It just felt like really poor planning. And I mean, Taylor put out a
after
statement.
Everybody literally dragged her for days at a time, which was pathetic. And you guys
It's
are a bunch of fucking
it's
losers.
So clear, like clearly not her problem or her fault, like that it happened, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you're basically, when an artist goes on tour like Taylor Swift, and they pretty much only they don't have a choice. They have to use Ticketmaster, right?
Yeah, they don't really have anybody else.
The Ticketmaster is the one they like.
It's a monopoly.
Yeah, it's basically.
That's a whole that's
thing. A whole other thing. There's investigations that are going to be opened up or have already been opened up looking into the situation. But basically, they own or have like contracts with most music venues in the country, and it's sort of like a top down. They're in charge of selling the tickets for those venues. Like it's like a top down, like you know how McDonald's owns every part of the process of like producing their food.
Yeah.
So like they own the farms that they grow the food on. They own the plants that they're processed in. Like they own they literally own the factories that make their packaging. Yeah. Right. Ticketmaster, when it merged with Live Nation, is basically becoming that. Right. So like almost like top down live music industry.
Oh yeah. I mean,
they control it all.
It's
and so it's basically, when someone like Taylor Swift was going on tour, she's entering into an agreement, into a contract with Ticketmaster, saying like, you're going to handle selling the tickets for these shows, and we're going to use your venues, right? And so she is not involved at all whatsoever in anything to do with selling the tickets. She can suggest what prices and what the price points should be for the tickets for her venues and for her concerts. But honestly, at the end of the day, it's not completely up to her.
No, because they get to add on all their fees and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just one of the thing that, I mean, just killed me the most is, I mean, it's just funny to me to see that, like, because it was such a shit show, all these people so quickly turned on her, were talking shit on the internet, calling her this capitalist like it's a slur,
and saying that she doesn't like her or care about her fans.
She doesn't care about her fans. They were like, "Oh yeah, this whole thing is just capitalism
and is greedy, money hungry."
It's literally the fucking like new buzzword is capitalist and capitalism.
Parasocial relationships too.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
They live in a communist country instead. I don't know what to tell you, but it's just like they were talking about the whole Midnight's release, and you know, she released 4 different vinyls, and that's just greedy. Don't fucking buy them. She didn't fucking hold a gun to your head and make you buy them, you dumb bitch. Like, what in the fuck are you complaining about?
When
You're
she
literally
released
a baby.
1989, there were several different versions of the album vinyls, like collectibles that you could get. It came with extra stuff.
Some people like that shit. People like to get these collectibles, and I'm like,
and basically, you're paying the money for the collectible, not the album.
And it's like, and the 4 albums together made a clock or whatever. And it's like, nobody is fucking making you buy that. Let me say this again very clearly. Nobody is making you buy merch. If you can't fucking afford it, don't fucking buy it. There's a lot of things I would love to buy that I can't because I fucking can't afford it.
But you're also not blaming the people or saying they're greedy and capitalist and blah 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 blah.
Do I need to go
like
what is that? I'm gonna go like cancel Ferrari because I can't buy a Ferrari. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's dumb.
It's fucking stupid.
What the problem is that you're upset that you didn't get a ticket,
and I get that. 100%. That sucks, dude.
Definitely get that. But now it needs to be someone else's fault, and someone's out to get you, and someone is evil. Right?
It's pathetic.
It's that Ticketmaster did their job poorly. So a lot of people had a bad experience trying to purchase tickets.
Yep.
And, you know, realistically, if the demand was, you know, say all 14 million people on Ticketmaster's websites at that time, say all 14 million of those people wanted to buy tickets to see her show. She's one person. She can literally physically only do so many shows in a year.
Yes.
Without burning herself out, wearing herself down, being able to deliver high quality shows, right?
Yes.
There's only so many shows she can do in a year. There's only so many venues she can perform at. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's basic economics. It's supply and demand, right? It's like there's only a limited supply and a super high demand. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Not everyone is going to be able to get a ticket.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's so annoying. And then she releases the statement, which I mean, you can clearly tell that she had to word it in such a way that she's in a contract with Ticketmaster. She never named them. She worded it very specifically, which she probably had to work with her team on, which is why it took her a few days. Like, what the fuck do you want her to do? You have to let something happen, gather the information, and then look at it and go, okay, what can I say about this? And now, of course, the same people that had a fucking problem are like, look, guys, she does care about no fucking shit. And no, if you're delusional enough to think that I'm not delusional enough to think that Taylor Swift cares about me, like Jessica. She doesn't fucking know me.
No.
She looks at her fans as one entity that she cares about.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you're delusional enough to be like, my Taylor, she's my friend. No, she's not. You might be good friends if you met her and had the chance to become her friend, but you're not her friend and she's not your friend, but you connect through the art, and that's what the relationship is. And if you think it's more than that, that's literally on you, dog. I don't know what to tell you. Like, that you need to fucking go, like, get checked out if you're delusional enough to think you're friends with these people.
And that's where the parasocial relationship, that buzzword, came in.
No, so
I saw a bunch of people using it, and I'm just like, I don't.
It's just so fucking just annoying. I'm like, can you just like not? Can you just not?
I'm like, can we just not be crazy? Like,
no.
Can we just chill out? Can we just realize that she's just a real person? Taylor Swift is just a regular person.
I mean, she can literally only do so much. Like, just get. I understand that people want to take it. Like, I get it. You know what Travis was saying that she should do?
What?
He's like, she should put a 360 camera, like a 360-degree camera, like on one of the stages,
mm-hmm.
or on all three or whatever, or however many there's going to be, and then sell VR tickets.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Because, like, if you put the VR headset on and it's a camera that gets everything, when you're turning around, you'd see the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
You'd see all these things. Like, you literally would be able to look around. Like, it's not like on the screen where the cameras are. You look around and you would, like, be able to follow her on stage.
That's super interesting.
That's what I was thinking.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, that's actually a really good idea.
I mean, she could very easily do a partnership with
Oculus.
Yeah. Well, Oculus is
the actual device, because that's what you would have to have a VR headset.
Yeah, but they were like bought. They're called something different now.
Something else now.
Yeah, well, I think they were bought by like Apple.
Were they?
I think so.
But I mean, that could be a whole fucking other thing.
And she's done partnerships with like Apple Music and stuff before.
So I mean, I was like, Taylor, if you're listening, you should look at virtual reality, the whole VR thing.
I had a realization the other day that, so, I'm not good with maps.
Oh.
I'm not good at geography.
Yeah, we don't
at all.
You're not good with like where you parked your car.
No. I get very disoriented.
Yeah.
Like, my sense of direction is not the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
I literally got confused when we were driving earlier because I was like, is the store we need to go to this way? I forgot like what road I was on in relation to everything else. So I realized that I have no idea where the state of Ohio is in the United States. So listen, hear me out. I'm not dumb. I know where Georgia is. I know where our surrounding states are. I know where a good majority of like the Southeast is. Okay.
I actually am very, very good at where the states are.
In my head, Ohio is like a Midwestern state. In my head, right? Like Iowa, Illinois, Ohio, they're basically all, and when I think Nebraska, in my head, they're all in the same spot, basically. They're like, if you go Texas, you go up and then a little to the left looking at a map. That's where all those are in my head. I couldn't tell you why. I'm pretty sure that's all wrong. Well, I know it's all wrong because I saw something on Twitter that was like, it showed a section of Ohio and it just blew my mind that I just did not realize Ohio was like kind of straight up from Georgia. Like if you just go up, it's kind of like there.
Yeah.
It's only a couple states away.
Are you going to am I going to tell you, are you pulling up a blank map for me to tell you where Ohio is?
No, I'm just pulling up a map of the United States because I
thought you were testing if I knew where it was.
Oh,
I thought that's what you were doing.
Oh, well, okay.
Because you asked
I
me.
could be that. U.S. map. Hold on. No.
Well, I mean, at least I guess that's where I thought this was going.
Do you want any state outlines at all?
I mean, I would need them.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know all that now. I mean, I couldn't do all
Just
that.
be like, it's kind of there.
It's in this area right here.
Okay. Where's Ohio?
So now I'm like, wait. No, I know where it is. Ohio is right next to West Virginia.
Which one?
That one.
This one here?
Yeah. Isn't that Ohio?
I don't know.
Fuck.
We're about to find out.
I thought that's where it was.
Okay.
Because
so
it's like on. I'm pretty positive that's Ohio. I'm like pretty sure that's Ohio.
U.S. map images.
Me, no.
Be about to find
It
out.
is. It is.
Yes, you're correct.
I'm
that
like,
was
no,
Ohio.
I'm like, that's Ohio.
Literally, Georgia, you go straight up. It's the one you hit before you hit a Great Lake.
Yeah.
It's next to Pennsylvania.
That's what I do. Yes.
It's right under Michigan. It's like Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania. I had no idea. It literally touches West Virginia, but you're also from there.
I'm not from fucking West Virginia,
You're
bitch.
from
Damn.
regular Virginia?
Why are you saying that with a question mark?
DC is a tri-state area, right? Because you were outside of DC, weren't you?
Yes.
Just outside.
Yes, I was.
But it's a tri-state area because it's near 3 states. What's the other state? Delaware? Yeah.
Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia.
Oh, is it not near West Virginia?
No, West Virginia is, to the west of Virginia.
I told y'all I suck in maps.
It wasn't East Virginia. It wasn't North Virginia.
I don't know where fucking DC. Wait. DC. It's kind of close to the border of West Virginia. I'm not going to lie, y'all. It's like Virginia, there's DC, and it's near Delaware. And then West Virginia it has a
the
little,
west.
It has a hang.
To the west.
But it has a hang. It's nearby. Look. Look at that. It hangs. Right there. That red. That's near it.
But you would not be able to leave DC and get to West Virginia.
We're just getting sidetracked now.
Okay, the point is, where's Ohio?
Listen, I just had no idea that Ohio was right there, and my mind was blown, and I swear I'm not stupid. I just don't do maps good. I
don't do maps good. I don't do that.
And I felt that it was really important to share that. I mean, to me, it's along the same lines as like when I realized that Ricky Gervais and Pierce Morgan were not the same person. And that was pretty recent. That was within the last probably like year and a half. I mean, and to be fair, when I was younger, I thought
you're like, they're both mad British men.
I don't know. In my head, they were the same person. Like I would see one and be like, yep, that's him. But like whenever I pictured it, like they were just interchangeable. I mean, to be fair, when I was younger, I did think that Diane Sawyer and Martha Stewart were
that seems fair.
Identical.
I mean, I feel like that's fair.
I'm like, they look the same. My mom's like, no, they don't. And I'm like, they're the same person.
They're the same.
So yeah, that was my, we'll call it a blonde moment. I just didn't realize where Ohio was. So the other thing is, who would win a fight, Stuart Little or Remy, who is the mouse from Ratatouille?
I'm going to say Remy.
Interesting. Why?
He's a street rat. Stuart Little, an orphan rat. He ain't no street rat.
Remy's not a street rat. He's like a country rat. Or is he a suburb rat? But he starts off
in no pet rat. He ain't from no orphanage.
Him and his family, when the movie starts, they're in some little old lady's house or in her yard or something.
Yeah, but then they got to the streets.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, Remy had to.
Street rat. But he's also like a chef. Are chefs tough? I don't know.
Have you never watched the Gordon Ramsay show and Kitchen Nightmares?
I don't know.
They think they're tough till they meet Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, and then they cry.
And then they're like,
fall apart, and they're idiot. I'm an idiot sandwich.
I'm an idiot sandwich. Yes, you are.
Okay, interesting. Other people were making the same argument that Remy would win because he's a street rat. Stuart Little, however, they say he's soft. He was an orphan, but he was also raised by humans, and But I'm like, he can fly a plane, a makeshift plane. He's a pilot.
The fuck does that have to do with fighting? Was he going to fight with the plane?
World War II pilot, like
What the fuck are you talking about? How is that helping him fight? Are they fighting World War II style?
I mean, if he can fly a plane, can he not use the plane in the fight? We didn't establish the parameters
he'd probably kill himself before he did that.
He can drive a car.
Okay.
He plays soccer. He can sail a boat. Can Remy sail a boat?
I think Remy kick his fucking little orphan ass.
Oh, kick. I thought you said kiss. And I was like, no, Remy can kiss little orphan ass.
He'd just kiss that ass. No, I think Remy would win.
Okay.
And Team Remy.
All right.
So, I have a question.
Okay.
When do you think that you're allowed to decorate for Christmas? Do you wait till after Halloween or do you have to wait until after Thanksgiving?
After Thanksgiving.
I don't think so.
I am firmly in the camp of this is how I decorate. I start decorating for Halloween in the middle toward the end of September. I get my Halloween decorations up. And then the day after Halloween, or maybe the week after, I have transitionary fall decor that transitions more into just like general fall aesthetic. And I think that is good. Harvest, pumpkins, scarecrows, the whole shebang. And that is good until through Thanksgiving. And then the Thanksgiving night, I'll give you Thanksgiving night. You can put up the tree if you want to, but I would make the hard push for the day after Thanksgiving is Christmas. You can firmly tree up, lights, the whole shebang.
I am of the opinion that as soon as November 1st is Christmas time.
Why can't we enjoy fall a little bit longer?
You can live your life, but I'm all about Christmas, about the lights, I'm about the holiday. I mean, they don't make no damn Thanksgiving movies. They make Christmas movies. There are no stupid ass Thanksgiving songs. There's Christmas songs. I want to listen to Mariah Carey. I want to put up my tree. And I want to be happy for 2 months before I go into very, 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 very dark, deep seasonal depression in January till the time changes. That's the only thing that brings me joy is the holiday season. Thanksgiving ain't shit. Thanksgiving's only good to eat. That's it. That's the only good thing Thanksgiving is for, is to like eat and then take a nap.
So you would make the argument that like any like holiday or like festive things that you do in November, it is in preparation for Christmas in terms of like activities. So if you go like, I don't know, what are some activities you can do that are festive?
The only thing that you go do besides pick out a Christmas tree is pick out a pumpkin, and you ain't doing that for Thanksgiving. You're doing that to carve for Halloween. Who the fuck is going to a pumpkin patch to pick out a fucking pumpkin after Halloween? Now, granted, I guess apple picking and stuff, that could be argued that that's part of the holiday season. But also, it's a lot prettier when it's decorated with lights, ain't it? And you know what? Lights represent Christmas.
Okay.
No, but yeah, that's me. Even though none of my decorations are up yet because I'm lazy. I'm
You're like, you didn't say I would. I just said I could. Or I didn't say I did. I said I would. Or I could. I want the option.
Yeah, I think it's like, I'm not mad at people. Like, people that are like, let Thanksgiving have its moment. Thanksgiving does have its moment on Thanksgiving when I'm stuffing my face. That's the only moment it gets.
I think you can be, I agree with lights. I agree with being generally festive throughout November. But I think anything specifically Christmas, I'm okay with lights and stuff. But if it's like Christmas tree, if it's presents or like, decorative presents, that's after Thanksgiving. You have after Thanksgiving. Mistletoe after Thanksgiving. If it's Jesus after Thanksgiving.
I mean, it's the holiday season.
It's the holidays.
It's not even like, it's just like, it's the holiday time. It's a whole season. So to me, the season is just like all the lights.
I mean, you
stuff.
get a whole, like the day after Thanksgiving.
It's not enough.
You literally get like 3 or 4 weeks.
It's not
until
enough.
Christmas. And then you get that extra bonus week between Christmas and New Year's.
That's just where the depression begins. New Year's is just like, happy depression again. And you're just like, why is it so dark outside? Because there's no more Christmas lights. And now you know how dark it is because of time change. It's depressing. I hate it. It's the worst. Just know. Y'all be prepared. This is a video podcast now. I'm going to be super fucking sad.
No.
Starting January.
You're not allowed for 45 minutes once a week. You can't be.
I'm going to be depressy.
Okay, so I guess the other things we wanted to talk about, we don't really have time.
I know. We're like starting to be really, really good.
Remember how in the last episode, we were like, we're going to get a shot clock for story times and stuff? We have that now, but we're also going to utilize it to hold ourselves accountable to like our time limits for recording and stuff.
Somewhere in this room,
there's a clock that we can see that you can't.
Yep.
Let's show them. Look, it's our little,
oh yeah.
Here's our little clock that you can see. So this is our shot clock. It turns red. The numbers are usually white and then it turns red when it gets to a minute. So we've got 45 more seconds in this episode. So we're going to wrap it up right now. Okay, we got 30 seconds.
You're stressing me the fuck out.
Thanks for listening and watching. Follow us at Waypod, WAYYPOD on all of our social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to do a special something when we get to 100 subscribers, y'all.
Also, don't forget to click the notification bell on YouTube so that way you see every time we do something. You can do the same thing on Instagram as well.
New episodes on here on Tuesdays, and the audio is available on Mondays, the day before. How do you turn it off?
I thought it was gonna be the beep beep beep.
Oh.
Can I hold on before we stop? I want you guys to hear the different sounds. Okay, then we'll stop. So these are the different ones. Let us know which one it should be. Okay,
This is number one.
this is number 1.
This is number 2. Number 3. Number 4, which was played today.
Okay, guys, so that's it.
Yeah. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
I didn't know which camera to look at when
I
said
didn't
bye.
either.
We should probably say bye
Bye.
to this one.
See y'all later.
Bye.